you were asking me about my feelings and what had happened to me. I had a helicopter pick me up in the field, in the jungle in the Central Highlands. It took me back to LZ Jane. At LZ Jane there was a Chinook, that's a helicopter with two blades, a bigger cargo type, and it flew me down to Phu-Bai. At Phu-Bai I got on an airplane. Oh, each time I got off, when I got off of the helicopter that brought me from the jungle back to LZ Jane, there was an officer, and he told me I was to get on that helicopter. So I went over and got on the helicopter. I got off of the helicopter in Phu-Bai, and there was another officer standing there. And he said, "There's a plane waiting for you." So I went over and got on this plane, and it took off, and I landed in Cam Ranh Bay. And when I got in Cam Ranh Bay, there was a Jeep with two MPs sitting on it, and they were waiting for me. So now I still have all my I have my backpack. I'm ready for battle. I mean, I haven't turned anything in or given anybody anything. I'm ready for battle. And the MPs put me in the Jeep and said, "Let's get something to eat, and we'll take you over to the company commander after a while." So I went to a mess hall. This is the first time in 6 months that I'd had hot food on a table. And I went through, and this was the time that I knew I was not well. This was that defining moment that I knew that I had turned into an animal. I went through this line with all my combat stuff on, watching as these guys would scoop this food out and put it on my plate. Everybody in the place was spit, shined, and polished. It was an MP unit. They were all looking good, except me. And I remember looking at the guy who had put some mashed potatoes on my plate, and when he put this spoonful on my plate and told me to move on. And I remember when I looked at him, he didn't say anything. He just picked up the spoon and gave me some more, and he said, "Do you want more?" I didn't have to say anything to him. I don't know what was in my eyes, but I visibly saw him scared. Now I'm at a table, and I have every cold drink they make. I have Kool-Aid and milk and cold water and sodas, and I had everything in front of me, and I had this giant plate of food. These three MPs came and sat with me, and I found myself holding my arm around my food down, and I remember this so well. I had a chicken leg, and I was scooping mashed potatoes with my fingers into my mouth. And there was nobody in this place talking. They were all staring at me. And that was the time I thought to myself, what has happened to me? What has happened to me? And I pushed the food away, and a guy said, "Come on, we'll go get you some clean clothes. The mess hall's open all day." So he took me over to the shower place, and he went and got some clean clothes for me, and I showered, and I used the entire bar of soap, and I washed my hair, and all the shampoo I used all the shampoo, and I had hot water, and I just stood there trying to rationalize what has happened to me. And I got some clean clothes, and I went back to the mess hall, and I tried to be a little more civil. I put my stuff down. I never let go of my weapon, though. And there wasn't anybody in there armed but me, and no one was taking my weapon. As much as I was trying to rationalize the fact that I'm in an environment that I don't need this, I was not going to let it go.